Hi, let's continue learning phrasal verbs. Right, we are going to talk about such a phrasal verb as take up. We have a very interesting video, 250 phrasal verbs. Please have a look, and you can also watch the whole playlist about phrasal verbs. I think it is really very useful. So if we look at the previous lesson, the third lesson, we're talking about, a phrasal verb, give up. So, do you remember the meaning of this phrasal verb? Give up. Let's remember it. So, if you give up something, you stop doing it. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. The opposite phrasal verb is take up. If you start doing something regularly, you can say, I took it up. Take up, right. Take up something means start doing something regularly. Start doing something regularly. Let me give you some examples. I can say, I started playing tennis regularly. I started playing tennis. I started playing tennis regularly. Or instead of started, we could use took up. I took up regularly. I took up playing tennis regularly. We can say, I took up playing tennis. I took up playing tennis regularly. I took up playing tennis regularly. It means I started doing it regularly. We often use this phrasal verb when we talk about different hobbies. I took up tennis. It means I started playing tennis, or it can be another hobby. I took up chess. I took up volleyball, right? I took up badminton. And so on. I took up badminton and so on. Or, for example, you started learning English regularly, you can say, I took up English. However, we often use a verb after this phrasal verb. So please remember this rule. Take up something or take up doing something. Take up doing something. It's the same as, give up is the same as give up something or give up doing something. So if you don't have a verb, you say take up something. If you have a verb, please don't forget to use ing. Take up doing something. So you can say, for example, I took up tennis, or I took up playing tennis. It's the same. It means the same. I took up chess. I took up playing chess. I took up learning English. You started learning it regularly. I took up learning English. Right. So, well done. So let's have a look. Give up something. Stop doing it. And the opposite phrasal verb is take up something. Start doing something regularly. Take up doing something. Please don't forget to use ing. I started playing tennis regularly. Or you can say, I took up tennis. Without regularly. I took up playing tennis, or I took up tennis. I took up chess, volleyball, badminton, and so on. I took up learning English. It's very important to use ing. I took up learning English. Right. We often use give up we often use give up and take up. We often use give up and take up in different conversations. And so let's do one interesting exercise. Try to make up some sentences and use give up and take up in these sentences. Let me give you an example. I took up playing tennis. I took up playing tennis. I really liked it. However, or but, yeah, it's another word for but. However, it was a bit expensive. And I had to give it up. In other words, so I took up playing tennis. I started playing tennis quite regularly. I really liked it, so everything was alright. I really enjoyed it. However, it was a bit expensive and I had to give it up. I had to stop playing tennis because it was too expensive for me. Right. So you can use this phrasal verb talking about the future. I'm going to take up learning Chinese. Take up learning Chinese. This language is getting more and more popular. So yeah, one more example. Okay, so well done, really. So remember these phrasal verbs give up and take up. Well, so give up and take up exercises. I took up playing tennis. I really liked it. However, it was a bit expensive and I had to give it up. I'm going to take up learning Chinese. This language is getting more and more popular. Yeah, and let's look at one dialogue. So, would you like to have more hobbies? Would you like, to have more hobbies? It's a question. Would you like to have more hobbies? Why not? So, why not? I think it's a good idea. I'd really like to take up tennis. I'd really like to take up tennis or take up playing tennis. Yeah, so you see how this phrasal verb is used in a conversation. Would you like to have, or in a short dialogue, would you like to have more hobbies? Why not? I think it's a good idea. I'd really like to take up tennis. So, you see, give up something, stop doing something, take up something, start doing something regularly, take up doing something and give up doing something. So, you see, I started playing tennis regularly, or I took up playing tennis. I took up chess, I took up volleyball, I took up badminton, I took up learning English. Right, so give up and take up exercises. I took up playing tennis. I really liked it. However, it was a bit expensive and I had to give it up. I am going to take up learning Chinese. This language is getting more and more popular. Would you like to have more hobbies? Why not? I think it's a good idea. I really like to take up tennis. And what hobbies would you like to take up? You can write about it in the comments. Okay, thanks for watching. See you. Bye.